The views and opinions expressed on all radio shows broadcast on Tom's Radio Toronto are entirely those of the hosts, guests, and callers who are entirely responsible for all show content and do not in any way reflect the opinions of Tom's Radio Toronto or its staff. These broadcasts are presented and made public as entertainment and general information only, in the hope that they will be entertaining and informative to listeners. They are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or mitigate in any way any disease or condition, or to promote any specific lifestyle, belief, religion, political affiliation, or other personal practice, nor is the information presented necessarily accurate or verifiable.
Hey, magandang hapon sa inyo lahat dyan. Sorry, medyo na late tayo ngayon, Chris, di ba?
Yeah.
So, sa baba, actually, dito sa Batterson Wilson, sa Little Manila, mayroon tayong rally ngayon. So, isa sa kanila, actually, ang guest natin ngayon dito sa radio, si...
We would like to welcome Bayani.
Bayani Idades, actually. So, tatanungin natin siya. So, ano yung pinaglalaban nila sa rally nila sa baba?
Before he gets started, si Sir Bayani po is part of Migrante Ontario.
Tama.
Yeah. So, ano naman ang pinaglalaban natin ngayon sa sa baba? Ano yung rally nyo? Ano yun? Tungkol saan yun?
Ito po yung tinatawag namin na People's State of the Nation Address. Kaya po kami nandito sa araw na ito ngayon ay para iparating o ipaabot sa mga sambayanang Pilipino kung ano talaga ang kalagayan ng mga OFW o migranteng Pilipino sa labas ng bansa. Kaya kami nandito. Gusto namin ipaabot sa sambayanang Pilipino ang disappointment sa kakulangan o kapabayaan ng ating Philippine government, especially sa mga overseas Filipino workers.
And itong Migrante organization, this is not just exclusive dito sa Canada. It's worldwide, right?
Yes, actually ang Migrante po ay dito sa Canada ay ang kabuuang umbrella organization namin ay Migrante Canada, at sa iba't ibang syudad o provinces ay merong mga migrante. At ganoon din po sa Migrante International, meron po sa Europa, sa United States ay meron din po, at sa iba't ibang parte ng Asia.
Oh, I see. So malaki ang migrante pala.
Mm-hmm. Malaki po, malaki
So,
siya.
So ano ang nirereklamo nyo? Anong gaya ng sabi ko kanina, anong pinaglalaban nyo?
Una po sa lahat yung serbisyo na dapat na ginagawa para o binibigay sa ating mga OFW o yung overseas Filipino workers, yung mga services katulad ng sa mga consular o kung ano may mga needs nila, yung mga pag-renew ng mga passport. Pero mainly po ang tinatakil ng Migrante Canada or Migrante International ay yung labor export policy, no? Ang panawagan po namin o ang aming ang panawagan ay i-scrap na yung labor export policy, at ang aspiration ng mga Filipinong mga OFW ay bumalik na sa Pilipinas at magkameron ng trabaho hindi sa labas. At meron po incoming kampanya na tinatawag na trabaho sa Pilipinas, hindi sa labas, serbisyo, hindi negosyo.
Oh, I see.
So,
bakit kayo nagrereklamo? Nandito na nga kayo, di ba? So dalhin nyo dito yung family nyo.
Hindi po ganun kasi usapin, no? Kahit ako, citizen ako dito ng Canada, hindi ko po pwedeng ihiwalay yung sarili ko sa kung ano yung issue natin sa Pilipinas. Kasi ako rin po ay biktima. Papaano? Ako po mismo ay tumutulong din sa mga kapamilya ko sa pamamaraan ng pagpapadala, remittances. So, tayo po ay bahagi pa rin ng problema sa Pilipinas dahil tayo ay nagko-contribute pa rin sa pamamagitan nga ng pagpapadala ng remittances. Mm-hmm. So, hindi ko po pwedeng sabihin na ako ay hindi parte ng problema sa Pilipinas. Dahil din dito po, mismo sa Toronto, no, kahit po may trabaho ang lahat dito, ay hindi po rin sapat dahil sa ang taas ng living standards dito, no. Tapos yung minimum wage naman po dito sa Canada ay hindi naman sapat. Kaya karamihan din ng mga kahit PR na o kahit citizen ay dala-dalawa ang trabaho o kaya ay tatlo. Kaya tayo po ay nakakadama pa rin ng problema sa pagtaas ng mga bilihin, sa pagtaas ng kahit ano, ay tayo ay biktima. Kung tayo mismo dito sa Canada ay naghihirap, papaano pa yung sa Pilipinas?
Yun ang pinaglalaban ng...
So, ikaw ba nakuha mo na rin yung ibang pamilya mo dito? Or may pamilya ka dito na nandito na?
Nandito na ho yung pamilya ko, yung kapatid ko, nanay ko.
Nandito na rin.
Pero may mga kapatid pa rin ho akong naiwan sa Pilipinas.
Sa Pilipinas.
So,
Hindi mo ba sila pwedeng dalhin dito? O
hindi
yung
po.
iba, hindi na. Yung may asawa na.
Dahil sa mga yung policies ng immigration. Hindi naman basta-basta.
I see.
Kasi hindi rin man po kasagutan na dalhin sila rito, no? Kahit dalhin mo rito, meron at yun pa rin ang ugat ng problema ay yung kawalan ng trabaho sa Pilipinas.
So yun ang talagang niro-rule out. And
Yes.
he's representing the group, hindi yung personal niya, because sabi nga niya, he's an immigrant here.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is ikaw yung palang pinuno ng Migrante Ontario.
Ay, hindi ho. Marami
Ay,
kami.
Marami kayo. So isa ka lang sa representative.
Member lang po.
Member ka ng ano. Okay. So,
Itong group na to, I just wanna know, dahil sabi mo nga sa Europe, hindi lang dito sa Canada. So, paano yung group? Nagsusurvive? Yung mga pinaglalaban nyo? May mga nagsusupport ba sa group nyo?
Minsan, kanya-kanya hong pera.
Oh.
Or fundraising.
Kayo ang nagpa-fundraise.
Yeah.
Okay.
pero
Or-
syempre, meron
or
naman kayong trabaho din, di ba?
May mga full-time
May mga
work po
full-time
kami.
job kayo.
Mainly, halimbawa ho sa akin, isa akong organizer dito. Lumalapit kami minsan sa mga malalaking institusyon katulad ng mga labor institution.
Ministry of Labor.
Hindi, yung mga union.
Union.
So nilalapitan namin. So humihingi kami ng mga tulong sa financial, sa mga ganon.
So meron naman din kayo nakukuhang nagsusupport din sa inyo?
Meron din naman.
Meron din naman. Sige. That's good.
Pero itong ginagawa nating rally sa Wilson and Bathurst, ito is approved ng government, right? Na mag-rally kayo sa baba.
Dito kasi sa Canada, Ontario, karapatan ng kahit sino mag-demonstrate ng freedom of speech nga. As long as wala kayong ginagambala o wala kayong naaabala sa kanilang pang-araw-araw na buhay. So ito ay legal. Legal ho dito sa Canada.
Okay. So marami, hindi lang naman ang Migrante Ontario, di ba? Mayroon ding Bayan Toronto, tsaka Anak Bayan Toronto. So magkaiba ba to? Bayan Toronto, tsaka Anak Bayan Toronto?
Yung
na nasa baba din, na
nasa
nagrarally. Tsaka isa pa, mayroon yung Gabriela, Ontario. Ano naman to?
Sa kababaihan naman po.
Sa kababaihan to. So parang may LGBT din sa baba, di ba?
Meron din po yung
makulay.
makulay.
So ano naman yung pinaglalaban nila?
Mas maganda ko silang tanongin.
Meron tayong mga representative
Sorry.
may kanya-kanya.
Imbitahin natin sila dito para masabi nila yung kanilang
Mga
mga...
hinanain.
Mainly ang yung sa akin ay ang pwede kong maipaliwanag o ma-explica ay yung sa issue
iyo.
ng mga manggagawang Pilipino.
So yun yung Migrante.
Migrante.
Migrante Ontario. I see.
Meron ba naman tayong mga nakukuhang response from the government sa Philippines sa mga bino-voice out nyong issues?
Meron, red tagging. So, yun ho.
Ano yun?
Red tagging, binabansagan tayo ng mga komunista. So, yun ang mga ginagawa.
Yun ang...
So,
Sa Philippines, meron ding mga ganito zona ng bayan, right? And it's
Yes.
going on bukas o ngayon na ba to?
meron din po.
Meron din. So, meron din part ng migrante sa Manila?
Migrante Philippines.
Migrante Philippines.
Sa Migrante Philippines, sa iba't ibang parte din ng Pilipinas ay meron. So, ito po ay consist ng mga iba't ibang manggagawa, ng mga dating OFW din, yung ibang mga napauwi o mismong mga Pilipinong manggagawa sa Pilipinas. Pero mainly OFW.
Mainly
OFW.
OFW.
Migrante. Kaya nga migrante, di ba? Yung ano niya.
Pero ano ko lang sa OFW, di ba may mga fees na kinokolek ang government para sa mga OFW? So yun, isa ba dun sa mga pinaglalaban nyo tong mga fees na to?
Hindi lang yun, paniningil din kasi 'di ba pinasana sa Pilipinas sa batas yung universal healthcare, at hindi naman pinaliwanag kung paano talaga
Kung
ito
paano nag-work.
kakaltasin o sisingilin ang mga kababayan natin. Ang problema, sinisingil natin ang government, hanggang ngayon nasaan pa rin yung 15 billion pesos na nawala na
Para ba yun sa mga OFW?
yes, na supposedly na dapat magamit sa mga ayuda, lalo na ngayon sa panahon ng pandemya na maraming Pilipinong na stranded
Napauwi
sa ibang bansa na hindi pa rin agarang napapauwi. Maraming Pilipinong umuwi na dahil nakawalan ng trabaho
Dahil
ay
suspend
wala
ng
ring
trabaho.
ayudang nakakamtan o nakukuha sa gobyerno natin. So, ayun, dagdag na naman pahirap sa mga mamamayang Pilipino.
I see. Isa ito sa mga pinaglalaban niya.
So,
Yeah.
yun yung tanong, no? Imbes na nasaan na yung mga nawawalang pera ng mga taong bayan.
I see. So, we'll take a few minutes break kasi
Yeah, meron pa tayong
meron pa
mga-
tayong isa din na interviewin na tsaka muna din.
Pero
Okay.
Sir
So-
Bayani, gusto ko lang malaman, anong in your own words, ano yung talagang gusto mong iparating as part of migrante?
Ayun nga, katulad ng sinabi ko, trabaho sa Pilipinas, hindi sa labas. Para ako rin mismo, ang kagustuhan ko ay makabalik na sa atin.
So yun talaga.
Yun. Kung may trabaho sa atin, hindi ako magtitiis sa lamig dito.
I see. So, gusto mo rin kung magkaroon ka ng magandang trabaho doon, mag-uwi ka doon ka
Doon.
mag-stay.
Dahil nandun
Hindi
ang-
dito.
Ang Pilipinas kong mahal, di ba?
Totoo. Yeah.
So yun,
I see.
yun.
Yun yung
Maraming
ano.
salamat
Salamat din. Salamat din for having me.
Oo. So, Owen, we'll take a few minutes break.
Yeah, we'll take a break. We'll bring
Our company is committed to providing truthful, honest, competent, and result-oriented service through advising and representing our clients in Canada and overseas in a wide range of immigration matters. We focus on providing support, building dependable relationships, and promoting success. We are dedicated to understanding what results you want and to helping you understand what actions we can take on your behalf.
Hey, and we're back. And we have a different guest. Chris,
Magandang hapon
you
po.
wanna, introduce natin
We're
si
back
Sarah.
again, yeah. Sa mga nanonood kanina, we'll continue with the People's State of the Nation address rally. We have some representatives here from different organizations, and one of them is Sarah. Hi, Sarah. Sarah's from...
Sarah, what's your organization?
My
Go ahead.
organization is called the International Coalition for Human Rights in the Philippines, and it's the Toronto chapter.
Toronto
Oh, I
chapter.
see.
So, other than Toronto, marami pang chapter in Europe.
Yes, yes.
That's good.
Merong Europe, Asia Pacific, US, of course, and of course in Canada.
Canada.
I see. So, yeah, thank you for coming here, Sarah. So, ano naman ang pinaglalaban natin?
Oh, yung iChirp kasi, what we do is to really share the human rights situation of the Philippines. So basically what the name is about.
Okay.
So we are a group of, a coalition of organizations, individuals, even from different parts of the world, no? Even different kinds of groups. But what we do is to really share the information about human rights in the Philippines, and we also want to share it with the the groups that we are part in and in the communities that we're in. So for example, dito sa Toronto, we do in the GTA and even extension like to
Markham's,
yeah, like anywhere,
Yeah.
like
Anywhere in Canada.
anywhere in Canada.
I see. Yeah.
And you mentioned about human rights. So ano man yung mga sample na mga issues natin?
Yeah. So ngayon, with the SONA, because we are part of what's going on outside right now, the People's State of the Nation
State of the
address.
Nation, yeah.
Yeah, SONA ng Bayan. Our role there as iChirp Toronto is to share what has been the report of Investigate PH. I don't know if you've heard. Merong independent investigation on the human rights that's happening in the Philippines. So, nag-release ng bagong report from the investigation. So, this investigation is conducted internationally. So, it's a group of different people from different parts of the world, no? We have church representatives, we have people from Australia, from the US, from Europe. And these are people who hold high status in the organization. So, for example, dito sa Canada, we have a reverend who is the general secretary of the United Church of Canada. So, what their role is to help in the investigation of the human rights situation in the Philippines. So, for example, they would be interviewing people who either it's them or their family are victims of the killings, for example, in the Philippines, in the drug war, for example, or they are a part of the indigenous groups who were affected by militarization. No, so
Right.
those so that's one of the things that they do. So there's been two reports already, one in March, one in July that's released.
If we can get your mic closer para
Yeah.
marinig tayo
And
ng
also your
mga-
camera is up there.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, sorry.
Because you're
I'm looking
wearing
at
a hat.
you.
Yeah, you're wearing a hat. So
Sorry,
we
hindi
want to
na
see your
We want our viewers to
Sorry.
see you para talagang
Yeah.
ma-engage din sila sa mga pinaglalaban nyo.
Yeah, and of course, guys,
Diba?
you can call us live. If you have any questions for Sarah here, it's 416-900-5864. And you can call us live if you have any questions for her and for us. Of course, yeah. And go ahead, Sarah. I'm sorry about that.
Oh,
yeah.
it's okay.
Yeah.
Yes, as I was saying, so yung Investigate PH, nag-release na sila ng two reports already. I just want to share the reports of the second report, anong laman niya. So they found out that from thorough investigations and independent investigations, lumabas na the Duterte administration, there's three they call it like three wars. The Philippine government's three wars in the Philippines. So there's war on the Moro people, for example, if you can remember what's
Mga
going.
Muslim, di ba?
Yeah. In
mga
Marawi, a lot of them are not able to return. Even though matagal nang it's been years already na parang wala na yung there's still military there, pero wala nang yung big declaration of martial law in there. Right, though there's still militarization, but a lot of the Moro people are not able to return or even get justice for a lot of the stuff that happened there during the martial law time and in Mindanao. So that's one. So another is, of course, a lot of people know the war on drugs, and they found out, and I think a lot of the media also picked up on that the war on drugs in the Philippines is mainly a war on the poor. Kasi the people who get affected, people who are killed, are the poor
Yeah, the
people.
poor
Yung
people.
pushers or
Yeah.
yung tinatawag ng mga pushers, though we don't know if it's true or not, and it's the kids who live in the area, it's the community who gets affected, who get who pag may tokhang na nangyayari, nadadamay sila.
Yeah.
So it's really a war on the poor, and there's thousands of people already killed. And another one is the war on dissenters. So what that means is the war on the people who speak against the government. So this is not just like
So hindi sila
organization.
protected, di ba? Yung
Yeah.
mga nag-speak
Yes.
up about, itong mga issue na to. Pero itong mga killings, meron bang mga evidence na talagang they're just killing people?
Well, that's the thing. In the investigation, they said that the PNP, AFP, a lot of them do cover up. No, they do cover up kung ano nangyayari. So sure, there may be people who are actually drug pushers or who deal with drugs, but then there are also people who nadadamay lang, and people who just get like nagsusumbong pero hindi naman totoo. And in the first place, where is the process of investigation whether yung mga sinasabi ng mga sumbong ng iba is
Kung
true?
tama, yeah. Say,
So yun yung kulang, and that's and the government and a lot of the people in the Philippines too are like fine with that. So why is it like that? No, there's really there's a disconnect on what's going on the ground and the people outside of the Philippines, and even within Philippines kasi it's the stuff that they see on the media na parang hindi nasasabi lahat. And especially now, tinanggal na yung ABS-CBN, right? And tinatag pa yung mga people who will report about the wrongdoings of the AFP, for example, or the people who want to report something but they're blocked by people who work with the AFP, for example.
Kaya pala puro sa social media na lang.
Yeah, Facebook.
And we are live too in Facebook, so we will tag you.
and YouTube. You'll be on YouTube.
We
we're
will
live
make
on
sure
YouTube,
na makarating to dun sa mga taong maybe they can take action back in the Philippines.
Yeah, there's a lot of organizations in the Philippines, and there's an organization that helps out families of victims of these killings. No, so it would be the parents or actually, there's a lot of church-based organizations that help the families of the victims to bring their cases to the court. And kasali sila dito sa Investigate PH. And they're part of this big investigation.
Ang
that's
funding
going
naman nito ng mga organization nyo, syempre, we will definitely need funding in order to start
That's
any
right.
investigation. So ito ng mga funding na to is nanggagaling sa mga tao from all over the world?
Yes. So what happens is that the Investigate PH, since there's many groups and organizations such as church organizations and other groups, there's really an internal fundraising and also reaching out to the community. Kasi there's a big network of people who are concerned for human rights in the Philippines and who are people who are peace-loving people and wants the Philippines to get better. Better in terms of human rights situation of regular, everyday Filipinos.
Tsaka yung mga big influential people, diba? If it hits them, they have to do their part.
Yeah,
right?
I mean, of course, there's like solicitation of donations. That's like a regular thing that organizations do anyways. So it's naturally part of like the whole campaign of Investigate PH and the whole program of it. Yes.
I see.
May question ka pa ba kay Sarah, sir?
Actually, we also have another group, I think, right? So
Marami sila talaga. Sarah, thank you so
thank
much.
you so much.
Yeah.
And any last words?
Any last
before we let
word?
you go?
Yeah, from your
Yeah.
organization, ano
Yeah.
naman ang...
Yeah, actually, I wanted to share yung connection ng Canada in this investigation, because yung Canadian government is also complicit. Like nag-aalaw sila on the all these bad things that's happening in the Philippines. And I just want to share that just because we're outside of the Philippines, we have to care about what's going on dun sa Pilipinas. And not to let big foreign corporations such as Canadian mining corporations, actually, I just want to refer to Oceana Gold. I don't know if you're familiar, pero malaki siyang minahan in
Sa Philippines.
Philippines,
Oh, I see.
yeah, in
You
the
heard of it? Yeah.
Pawn shop, di ba? Magsasangla ako eh.
Oh, yeah?
Pagka ano.
Ito, Lower Lear
Free
is
time.
one of the biggest.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually yung Oceana Gold,
Yeah.
mga over a decade na sila sa Pilipinas nagmamine. But the
okay.
thing is, they've been mining in the last year during the pandemic without a permit. So why is the Canadian government allowing that, and why is the Philippine government allowed this too? So I just want to leave with that, and if for anyone who is interested in the stuff that we do, you can contact us. We are on Facebook, iChirp
Okay.
Toronto.
Yeah, we'll
Yeah,
check
we
it
will
out.
add your
Thank
group.
you so much. Yeah.
Make sure na i-monitor
Yeah.
natin yan.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
from time to time, you can also contact us for
Yeah,
anything.
you know
na
where we
mga-
are.
Yes, glad
Right,
to know
yeah.
this.
Yeah.
So we're here every Sunday at 5 p.m. Yeah.
Every
so
5, yeah.
Our show is really Rainbow
Sunday.
Connection. But
Rainbow Connection.
yeah, so yeah, but we can interview anyone. Yeah.
Sige, sige
Thank you
po.
so much, Sarah.
Salamat, Sarah.
Maraming
Yeah,
salamat. Thank
yeah.
you.
And before we take a break, I want to say shout out to, of course, Ramon Datol is watching, our program director, right? And my sister-in-law, Rachel Santillan. She's also watching from the Philippines, and Jacqueline Galvez.
And if
She's
you have
watching.
if you
Yeah.
want to greet anybody from the Philippines, go
And
for
also,
it.
what's the
Yeah.
name of her friend? Rika, I think.
Nika. Hi, Nika.
Happy birthday. Yeah, and my
Si Sarah
friend
naman,
Jessa.
pagbigyan natin siya
Yeah,
mag-greet
and Sarah,
ng
of
mga
course,
ano.
you want to greet before
Yeah.
before we
Oh,
go
no,
to our
I-
next guest? You want to say hi to your family, friends here in Toronto, and of course in the Philippines, wherever.
Just anyone. Just
Anyone.
hello,
Just
everyone. I don't know who's
Yeah.
watching.
Nagiging safe siya, baka may makalimutan.
Yeah.
Everyone.
Yeah. Everyone.
Okay, thank you so much, Sarah. And
Salamat.
Owen, we'll take a few minutes break.
Thank you.
Our company is committed to providing truthful, honest, competent, and result-oriented service through advising and representing our clients in Canada and overseas in a wide range of immigration matters. We focus on providing support, building dependable relationships, and promoting success. We are dedicated to understanding what results you want and to helping you understand what actions we can take on your behalf.
Good afternoon once again. We're back, Ian and Chris.
Yes,
And here today, and
We have a new guest, right? We have another guest.
two more new guests,
We
yeah.
have Rosie here from Anak Bayan representative, and we have also Olivia,
Olivia.
from Gabriela, Ontario.
no, she's from Canada
Oh,
Philippine
Canada, sorry.
Solidarity Organization.
Yeah. Oh,
Too
sorry
many
about that.
organization today,
Yeah, I
guys.
know,
Sorry.
Yeah. So, do you want to start with whoever you want to start with?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's start with Rosie. Rosie, you want to tell us about the group Anak Bayan, Toronto?
Sige po, hello po mga kababayan. Ako po si Rosie Lucente, yung tagapangulo po ng Anak Bayan Toronto. Kami po ay isang Filipino youth organization. Nakabase po kami sa Pilipinas, pero kami po ay isang overseas chapter dito sa Toronto.
Okay, that's
I
good.
see.
How
Yeah.
about you, Olivia?
Hi, yeah, I'm Olivia. I'm the chairperson of Canada-Philippine Solidarity Organization. We're an organization of both Filipinos and non-Filipinos, and we're in solidarity with the Filipino people in their struggle for national democracy, for control of their own resources. There's a lot of foreign corporations that have control in the Philippines, including, companies that are headquartered here in Canada, and there's also a lot of Filipino workers coming to work in Canada, so they're members of our community. So of course, when we hear about the human rights abuses that are happening there under the Duterte regime, the lack of mass testing, vaccine availability, we're going to care about those issues because
I
they
see.
affect members of our
That's
community.
very good. Yeah.
Yeah. Before
need
we
that, yeah.
talk about more on the organization, both of you are teenagers, and I'm wondering what made you guys feel that this organization is for you and you want to fight for everything.
So for myself, I'm from the Philippines. Lumaki po ako sa Pilipinas, tapos lumipat po kami dito noong 2019. So growing up in the Philippines, I saw that while the Philippines is very beautiful, we're very rich in natural resources, 'di ba? Yung mga dagat, yung mga minerals po namin sa in the ground, and all of our fertile land, 'di ba? So with all the natural wealth of the Philippines, it would be able to feed our people 2 times over. But why would I always see yung mga mahihirap doon sa mga cities? Why would I see so many poor people and so many people suffering? So the fundamental question that bothered me is, if the Philippines is wealthy in natural resources, then why are the people still poor? And so when I came to Canada and I found Anak Bayan Toronto, they gave me the answer. And that's because in the Philippines, it's only the wealthy few who are taking all of our natural wealth. And like Olivia mentioned, they also work with lots of foreign interests, and many of those based in Canada, that are also benefiting off of our natural wealth.
And Olivia, so do you have Filipino blood?
No.
So have you been to the Philippines?
I have not.
No,
No. I
Okay,
have a
'cause
lot
you
of.
seem like you know too much about Philippines.
I know.
More than we know, right?
How I wish my kids too, right?
So what are you fighting for in your group?
Well, my interest kind of stemmed from being interested in workers' rights, especially, but also that I had a friend who is a member of Anak Bayan, who I knew from high school, who got really interested in understanding what are the conditions that are causing people to leave the Philippines, and understanding that like so many people are forced to leave because the economy is very dependent on remittances, right? Like about I believe 10% of the Philippine GDP is in remittances.
In
so when that
remittance,
number
yeah.
is so high, like it's no longer a voluntary choice to be able to
Right.
leave. And being able to leave, like you should be allowed to leave. Like it's not necessarily that it's bad that people migrate, but it's bad that people don't have the choice to migrate. Like they need to be able to decide if they
right.
want to stay with their families or if they want to
Right.
live
Right.
somewhere that suits their lifestyle, right?
Right, yeah.
And that when you're looking at a number like 10%, that's not necessarily a choice anymore. Yeah.
As youth of migrant workers and caregivers, diba, as young people, lots of our parents came here, and they came here because they told us, we want a better life for you and for our family.
For the family,
right?
yeah.
Because we can't have that in the Philippines, so we have to come here. We're almost forced to come here for that, diba?
That's true. That's
That's
very
good.
true. Yeah.
Pero
And,
na-amaze pa rin ako. I'm still amazed that this youth are doing this.
I know, because how old are you guys? You're too young.
20
you know?
po.
Yeah, 20.
20
see?
and
You're
very
not
young.
far. You said teenagers, right?
Yeah.
You're not far. Yeah. Yeah, but you're still young, you know. And
But to have this goal.
we're proud, right?
Yeah,
that
very
you guys
proud,
at your
yeah,
age are
yeah.
fighting, you know.
And
for
even
this
for Olivia,
cause,
she's
yeah.
not even from the
I
Philippines.
know, that's what I'm saying. That's
Yeah.
if you have a Filipino blood, you know, for you to be fighting with this, you know.
Well, our
It's
struggles
like-
are linked, right? Like we're workers here too. We have workers here too, and the
Right,
reason
tama.
that the reason that like Filipinos are encouraged to come here by the Canadian government is to fill gaps in the economy, and those gaps are there because Canadians don't want to do those jobs because they're exploitative, they don't pay well. Not across the board, of course. Filipinos are in every sector of the economy, but like very much so in like food processing and healthcare, personal service work. Like one of my very good friends is a nurse, and he's Filipino, and then another one of my friends is a nurse, and he works with a lot of Filipinos. So like once again, these are members of our community, so we don't have to be Filipino to understand how
Yeah, and
as workers we're
and because of that, we are very proud of you, don't you think?
Very
Chris?
proud
Yeah,
of
we're
you.
proud
Yeah.
of you. Yeah.
So
Because
sumali
you're
po
fighting
kayo
for-
sa Kilusan.
Yeah.
Joke.
Pero, say, like, for you guys, ano yung ultimate goal nyo? Because you're
Right.
engaged in this group, ano yung personal goal nyo? I know there's so much, pero can you pick one or two na talagang it's very important, you feel that it's really important na the
Right.
government will make that
Right,
change?
right. For the Filipino youth, I guess our biggest and ultimate goal for Filipino youth migrants is to be able to have what we need in the Philippines, to be able to have enough job opportunities, decent quality of life, so that our families don't have to leave to come here in the first place. And while that is a big goal, right, we also have our immediate calls to the government and to the Philippine government. One of them, is to end the human rights violations and extrajudicial killings that are being carried out the Duterte regime. And it's not just President Duterte, but even those before him
before
that would
him.
do
That's
these
very
kinds
true.
of killings. And even youth activists like ourselves, yung mga anak bayan po sa Pilipinas, they're also being targeted just for voicing out their just demands to the government. So, ayun po.
Yeah, let's go back to what you said. We should join you here at Tom's Radio. We
Opo.
don't really do that, but we are here.
Opo.
You guys are here. We help
You're
you
always
out.
welcome.
Yeah,
If you have
you're
anything that's going
welcome,
on, we're here to
doing
support
this
you.
also to let people know what you're fighting
Right,
for and what your organization
Right,
and stuff
right.
like that. So, but we can't be part of your group.
Of course. Joke lang
we're
yun
like
po.
neutral.
I will definitely
Yeah.
support you.
Yeah,
Whatever
yeah.
the radio can do for you guys.
And we're
Anything
just
to
here,
voice it out.
so you know where we are. So yeah, so
Right.
we're here. This is actually Rainbow Connection, the LGBT talk, right? But we can talk about anything and like you
Anything.
said, guys. Yeah. So for the month of June is a Pride Month, so we interviewed I think mostly like I think all, if not all,
80%.
I think
About 80%.
LGBT community.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
So
But
yeah,
we're happy to welcome you guys.
yeah,
Anytime.
anybody's welcome here
Anytime.
in Tom's Radio,
Yeah.
Rainbow Connection, of course. Yeah.
Awesome.
So, yeah, and thank you so much for your time. So, anything from you,
Olivia? Yeah.
Just to echo what Rosie said, like we have immediate goals and we have long-term goals, and one of our immediate goals is to have the Canadian government stop providing military support to the Philippines, which the Philippines is then using against its own people. But our long-term goals, of course, are for the Philippines to have its own control over its resources, which means Canadian corporations shouldn't be going there to steal the resources in the first place. So
Right,
it's a
yeah.
two-sided issue. It's not just the Philippine government, it's also the foreign governments that are coming in. And foreign powers, it's not necessarily just government, but corporations. So those are our long-term and immediate goals. And yeah, if anyone who is either Filipino or non-Filipino, if you're Filipino, you might prefer an organization like Anak Bayan, or there's other organizations in the Bayan Alliance that are sectoral, so there might be a suitable organization there. But if you're non-Filipino, you can be involved in the fight too. Yeah, and you can check us out at info at cpso.pw, or cpso.pw is our website.
And with
yeah,
any
we
of this
should, check it out,
organization,
yeah.
do you have to be a certain age to be able to join?
Sa Anak Bayan po, we're open to youth age 13 to 35. Malaki po yung definition ng youth. So,
35. Yeah.
we encourage all Filipino youth to join the struggle. Even though we're here abroad, we still have a voice, and it's still our right to echo our demands and be connected to the homeland. Apo.
We do not have an age limit. So.
No age limit. That's good.
I was just about to say that. I think we're too old for that.
Ako lang naman, I'm curious to know
Yeah.
if you can take action, regardless, even if you're still a youth, ano yung gusto nyo talagang gawin?
If we to take action in
To take
any
action
way.
in any way. What do you think right now, with your powers right now, being youth?
Yeah.
Well, yung palaging sinasabi yung mga tita ko na ang kabataan ay ang pangarap, 'di ba? I mean, totoo naman 'yun.
It's the future. Yeah.
Yes,
the
Opo.
youth is the future. Yeah.
So, it's important that youth mobilize, and not only for our own interests but also be in touch with the other sectors, especially sa mga migranteng mga gawa, yung mga OFW, those like our parents, because they're facing the most hard conditions as workers. And if I were to do anything to mobilize, well, today we had our Sona ng Bayan, State of the Nation address of the people, and that's one of the ways we're mobilizing right now, is to provide a people's response to Duterte Sona and show the real situation of the youth, the migrant workers, the women, LGBT, and all the sectors in the Philippines.
That's good to hear.
Yeah.
Do you feel that there's any limitation because you guys are, just part of the youth group? Meron bang mga limitation na nag-hinder sa inyo na i-support itong pinaglalaban ng mga group na like Canada, Philippines, and Anak Bayan, Toronto? May mga blockage ba? Is there any blockage that's preventing you guys to support the organization?
Like, are there factors that are hindering us, I guess?
Yeah.
I guess like the more people that come and join us, the more work we can do, and the work that we can do is like
Right.
real intervention into the communities that are here, but also education and discussion and learning and forming people-to-people connections between people living in Canada and people living in the Philippines. So the more people that join the movement,
Then it's
the
better.
stronger
Yeah,
the
that's
movement
right,
gets.
And this is
So-
your time, guys. Like all the social medias and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, are you using the social media to
Yes.
Yeah.
let
Definitely.
everybody know?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And how big is your group here in Ontario alone?
Mhm. In Anakbayan, we have over 60 members.
60
members.
members.
Mhm.
I see. And these are like young youth,
Mhm.
right?
They're
These
all
are, yeah.
youth, all
Youth,
yeah.
Filipino youth po.
Oh yeah. Oh, so you're the only non-Filipino member, or
No,
there's more?
actually, in
There's
CPSO,
more.
more of us are non-Filipino than are Filipino, because we work really closely with Anakbayan, with Bayan. Bayan, it doesn't have an age limit, so if we have someone that comes to us and they're Filipino, of course they're welcome to join our organization, but a lot of the time, they might have a stronger connection working with Anakbayan. So, or we are part of a coalition called ICHIRP, International Coalition for Human Rights in the Philippines. A lot of our members will go to ICHIRP, or ICHIRP members will come to us because we do like slightly different work, but we work very closely together. So in CPSO, we have fewer members. We're around 20 members, 15 very active. And then ICHIRP, there's, dozens more, many more people, about 50 people going to a conference in October. So
There's conferences happening too.
yes.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And this is just in Toronto or could be any parts of the world.
Mhm.
CPSO has only a Toronto chapter right now.
Toronto chapter.
But we do have not we CPSO, but there's Canada Philippines Solidarity for Human Rights in Vancouver. There's organizations in Montreal, in Ottawa.
Mhm. Yeah, this movement, so our organizations aren't isolated. We're part of a bigger movement called the National Democratic Movement. So that's the movement for national sovereignty, genuine national sovereignty of the Philippines and genuine democracy, where, it's the workers and the farmers themselves who will make the decisions of the country and who will be able to benefit from the natural wealth of the country. So we're part of this larger movement, CPSO and Anakbayan and Migrante, who I think you spoke to earlier. Opo.
Bayani.
The first-
Yeah,
Right,
Bayani.
yes. So we're all over the world. Anakbayan itself all over the world has over 20,000 members.
Wow.
So you
Opo.
guys know each other. Do you always have a rally together?
Nagko-collaborate sila, I'm
Yeah?
pretty sure.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he was the first person that we interviewed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we do more than rallies, of course. Our organizations also have educational discussions where
Right.
where we talk about these issues more. We also do outreach. Pumupunta po kami sa mga park and we just talk to the community and find out what are their issues and their concerns. And then we have campaigns where we're raising awareness, or even for a specific case. Right now, one of Anakbayan Toronto's campaigns is called Know Your Rights, Know Your Rights, which
Yeah.
is a campaign for Filipino youth food workers. Marami po sa atin ay nagtatrabaho sa food industry. Mm-mm.
So guys, just to let you know, this is your lucky day actually. Our guest actually canceled last minute, and then we saw you guys downstairs, and I said we should do something
It's also an
about
Awesome.
opportunity
yeah,
for
so
us.
this is
Great.
great. Yeah,
This
very
is
good
great,
opportunity
yeah.
for you and even for us because now we have somebody to interview.
It's good
and
to
this
know
is
what
very
they're fighting for.
interesting
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
You know, and we want to let people know on
Right,
what you're,
right.
what you're fighting for and what your
Right,
organization
right.
all about and stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then again, we're very proud of you because you're not Filipino, but you're fighting for our nation. You know,
Marami pong
Right.
non-Filipinos sa
Non-Filipinos. You don't
Kilusan.
even have
Opo.
Filipino blood, right? Yeah, so that's very good. Yeah,
It's
Very
it's the youth and the workers in the Philippines though that I think are doing the most important work, right? Like they're like directly on the ground getting red tagged. Like thank you very much for acknowledging our work, but like we have to care about it. Like it's a huge injustice. So
Oh yeah.
yeah.
So yeah, it's very interesting for you. Non-Filipino, you don't even have a Filipino blood, but you have friends who are Filipinos, right? And you know what they're fighting for, and you help them.
Yeah.
And that also like speaks volumes of you know what you're doing. So don't you think, Chris? Yeah. So,
Amazed nga ako. Hindi ko nga alam kung paano nangyayari yun.
So, yeah, he just said that she's amazed of what you're doing and how it happened, and stuff.
Yes,
So-
you will be surprised at how many non-Filipinos are part of this solidarity movement for the Philippines. Oh, our kababayan always say, ikaw, hindi ka Pinoy, ba't ka nandito? But like Olivia said, it's such a huge injustice that even non-Filipinos feel compelled to resist.
Mm-hmm.
Do you guys feel that you're drawn on to politics and all kasi para i-discuss itong mga issue na to and to know everything na pinaglalaban ng mga Pilipino, di ba? It takes time and also courage.
Yeah.
So, meron ba kayong mga may ultimate kayong goal, di ba? To be part of this team, meron kayong talagang ultimate goal. As a youth.
As a youth, personally,
Gusto mo bang maging senator one day? Or,
hindi po naman senator or hindi po naman sa electoral politics. I think my place is really in the grassroots movement. Before I joined, I didn't know what I was going to do with my life. I didn't know what I was good at or ano ba yung career ko.
You're only 20 years old.
Well, yes.
20.
But many my age are already
Focus on what they
studying
wanna,
and
be,
but when I joined Anak Bayan, I realized that I can be most useful in this movement, and whatever skills that you have are important to this, whether you're someone who likes to speak and talk to people, or you're more quiet, maybe you like to make art, or you're a musician, or you're good at organizing events. Whatever your skill, you can be part of this movement, and you can use those skills for the betterment of our society. And so my personal goal is to continue to learn, especially learning from my OFW kababayan, and just to continue the struggle for the rest of my life, to be honest.
Oh, I see.
Na-impress ako
guys,
talaga sa kanila.
please support us also. This is Rainbow Connection, right?
Yes, right.
And this is Ian and also Chris, right? So
Gusto
you
ko
can
namang
follow,
silang
you can
yung mga
like and
last words
follow,
nila.
right? You can like and
Oh,
follow
then last
Tom's
words din
Radio.
nila.
Of course, yeah.
Na they want to let the people know kung ano talaga yung gusto nyong iparating. In your own words.
Yeah, maybe we should speak English so Olivia also
Oh,
will
sorry,
understand.
Olivia.
Yeah.
I feel a
So
little bit.
yeah, you
I
wanna
think she
repeat
can
that?
understand.
Yeah,
So
a
in
little
your
bit, I
own
think,
words,
yeah.
Olivia,
Yeah.
anything you would like to say to our audience, to our listeners?
Just to pay attention to the human rights situation, follow the news, follow Anak Bayan TO on social media, follow CPSO Toronto. We're either CPSO.Toronto or CPSO Toronto everywhere, so you can find us there. And keep up with what's going on. And when you feel angry or upset about it, know that there's a flip side to it. There's work that we can do that makes us feel a lot better and makes us feel happy because we see the community that's being formed around it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's very good. Yeah, what about you?
I will encourage all Filipino youth to learn more about what's happening in the Philippines and get involved. You can reach out to Anak Bayan Toronto on social media at anakbayanto, or email us at info@anakbayantoronto.com. We are always open to new members, and actually we want to grow bigger.
Yeah, because actually she just came like 2019,
2019
sorry,
2019.
2019 I meant to say, yeah, and
Opo.
she really knows what's going on in the Philippines, right? Because she just got here like about 2 years.
Yeah.
So yeah, so very fresh pa siya.
I
Diba? So
Very
she really
fresh.
knows what's
Opo.
going on in the Philippines.
And the goal, right?
Yeah, and she's young, and of course you are too, right? And thank you so much, guys. Yeah.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, and
Thank
you're
you for
welcome.
having
yeah.
us.
More
Thanks
power
for
to your
having-
organization.
Yeah,
And anything we can do to help, please reach out to us at
And you know
Tom's
where we
Radio.
are.
You
Yeah.
know where we
Yeah,
are.
let's stay connected. Maybe next time we can interview about the situation of the LGBTQ plus sa Pilipinas.
Yan, gusto
Yeah.
namin yan. We have a lot
Yeah.
of followers, LGBT followers. Yes.
And before we go, actually, we wanted to say, we wanted to invite everybody, and especially those people in California, about El Rodriguez show in West
Oh,
Covina.
meron pala tayong
Yeah,
ano.
we have a shout out. Hi, El Rodriguez, and also we want to invite those people in California, in West Covina. She'll have a show on, what's that, July 30?
July
Is that
30?
July 30? Yeah, at
everyone.
the Gatsby in West Covina. And that would be her own show, actually.
Nice.
Yeah, and yeah, I think that's $30, and it's an all-you-can-eat buffet. Yeah, and she's the only singer in that night. Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, and we want to do shout out. Anybody you want to say hi
You
to
wanna
your
say hi
family,
to?
friends,
Yeah.
and you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Please.
Hi, Mom.
Yeah. And you,
Hi, Deb.
Rosie.
We
Hi,
will
Deb,
tag
to
you
my
guys.
mom.
This is
Yeah.
live in Facebook
Yeah,
and YouTube.
and we will also post it
Yeah.
on Instagram. Yeah, and yeah, I
If
think,
you want to say hi to your friends, your family, or your special someone, go for it.
yeah, go ahead, come on.
I'll probably say hi to my mom. Hi, Mom and Pops.
Hi, Mom and Pops. Yeah, you raised a good one here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we want to do shout out again, right? Do you want to say hi to anybody?
Ako, to be safe, I want to say hi to everyone and thank you for listening and following Tom's Radio.
Yeah, and
Rainbow
also,
Connection every Sunday
it's
at 5.
Tito Edward's birthday yesterday. Happy birthday,
Happy
Tito
belated.
Edward. Yeah.
Maligayang kaarawan.
Yeah.
There you go.
We want to thank Ami also, who's helping us
Thank you,
getting
Ami.
all these people from downstairs
Yes.
doing the rally.
Yes.
And she brought us all the representative from downstairs.
Yun.
And you guys, of course, thank you so
She's
much.
an activist.
Tita Cecil, thank you. Yeah, so she gave us the idea also what to do. Since, like I said earlier, the guest actually canceled last minute.
And for short notice,
Yeah.
thank you guys for coming
And
up.
Owen,
with
of
us.
course.
Anytime,
DJ
yeah.
Owen, thank you so much. And Tito Mon, thank you for giving us, help in how to interview these guys here.
I know.
Awesome.
Yeah.
It's a privilege for us
Yeah,
to
and,
let everybody know.
Yeah, and Olivia, thank you so much. And
Thank
thank
you,
you for the
Olivia.
work that you're doing for our community.
And Josie, our next
and
president.
Josie, yeah, of course, right?
Kasi nakita ko doon pabagsakin yung president. Oh, Josie! Josie!
And she's only how old? 20 years old,
20
right?
years old. Yeah. You'll be
So
surprised.
maybe this is your calling,
Yeah.
you know? You said you don't know yet, right? But maybe this is it. You'll
Not,
never know,
not
right?
the president.
Not the
but-
president.
Well, you start
Prime
maybe-
Minister. Prime Minister. Okay.
Yeah. And thank you so much for watching. And this is Ian, your host. And of course, Chris, my co-host. And thank you,
That
Olivia
completes your
and
weekend.
Rosie. And good night,
Good
everyone.
night, everyone.
Yeah,
Good
thank you,
night.
Owen. DJ Owen. Yeah.
Our company is committed to providing truthful, honest, competent, and result-oriented service through advising and representing our clients in Canada and overseas in a wide range of immigration matters. We focus on providing support, building dependable relationships, and promoting success. We are dedicated to understanding what results you want and to helping you understand what actions we can take on your behalf.